Yeah.
Oblivion Stone basically means that he's gonna well,
Yeah.
it's basically a one-on-one against the Mastermind or a 1-4. I mean, at the end of a turn, if Graziano will ever play an 1-4 or a Mastermind, he will force Zaccagnini to actually break the Oblivion Stone.
Obviously. Now he's got to remand in. And now he's gonna pass. He got a remand in hand.
Still no power plant.
Yeah.
Still no power plant, but he can only send go. It doesn't actually play Pyroclasm.
He's got to.
Because obviously he cannot really tap 2 for Pyroclasm because he could be dead if he does that.
Yeah.
He could actually be dead. So the problem with this line of play is, you're not gonna die from the combo. You're just gonna die from the actual Vendilion click beating you down. Because at some point you have to start and do something. Like at this moment in time, he's only drawing with 4 outs. He's only drawing with the actual 4 pieces.
Yeah. I think he's gonna try to see if he sees a power plant to have mana to do what he's trying.
Well, it's just basically to hold enough until it dies from the Vendilion click. It does have 3 bullets in hand. There's no even a guarantee that those 3 spells are going to resolve. Because obviously he has to fight his way against remands and cryptic commands.
Graziano did the Serum Vision. Now he's got 3 man. I think he's got another.
Let's try and have a quick look at Graziano's hand.
Zaccagnini or Graziano?
Graziano, Zaccagnini. He's got 3
Okay,
Splinter
it does
Twins.
have 3 Splinter Twins, definitely 1 remand, because we saw it before.
Yeah. And an Exarch.
It does have an Exarch.
Yeah.
So at the end of the turn, there's no rush to play Exarch here. He has to wait until he gets a second.
Snapcaster, a good draw.
Snapcaster is actually okay because you can just play Snapcaster end of turn.
For spreading seas.
Yeah, surely. You can just play Snapcaster end of turn for peak or something like that. Just draw in an extra card and put in more pressure because even a bolt would mean 2 attacks are lethal. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. So he has a look. We can see a few chromatic stars, which he actually cannot play those because otherwise he's cycling into.
He doesn't have.
At the end of this turn, I can definitely see Zaccagnini breaking the Oblivion Stone.
Yeah, obviously.
He decides not to. He actually decides to take.
I mean, it's a 8 life, 6 life now. He got Electrolyze.
Okay, Graziano discards a Splinter Twin. So that means he 100% he's got the combo in hand.
Yeah, obviously.
So at this moment in time, Zaccagnini is dead on board to any burn spell. So if he says go, if he says go here, that basically means end of turn Graziano is either gonna play a burn spell or play nothing, and Zaccagnini just has to break the Oblivion Stone on Graziano's next turn.
Obviously. I mean, I think that Zaccagnini is quite dead. Cryptic Command.
Cryptic Command on Oblivion Stone, that means he has to break now, which he does. Graziano doesn't even draw a card. Oh, he didn't. Ooh, did he just draw an extra card? He actually drew an extra card, didn't he?
No.
Well, he did.
Cryptic.
Yeah. But he actually broke it in response.
Yeah.
So he fizzled. So he did draw an extra card.
Anyway.
Well, he broke the Oblivion Stone, so he shouldn't draw a card.
Yeah.
because it says.
No,
Well, it says.
fixing.
Look, it says. Return target permanent, draw a card. So, if the permanent fizzles, it
No.
doesn't draw a card.
No, you can choose
no.
two.
He
One is return target permanent and one is draw a card. So there are two different abilities.
Yeah, but
It's not
that's the only
return-
spell with a target.
No, you can return target permanent, choose
Yes, yes,
return
it's
target
not
permanent
like-
and choose draw a
It's
card.
not like electrolyte.
It's not like electrolyte.
Oh, it's not like electrolyte.
No, you got
Well,
to choose
definitely
two.
is.
So he chose return target permanent and draw a card. So separately. So the one fits all, the other resolves.
I'm not sure it works like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Chromatic star. Now he's fetching something, but can fetch.
Well,
very-
Zakhanin is basically dead unless
Yeah, obviously.
he can.
An expedition map, not very useful.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Yeah.
Even if
Even if
the spell
now-
resolves.
No. It's got,
Even if with playing any
He's
of the
got
spells he has in
it's
hand, he
got
can't really
nothing
win.
but saves. Now, end of turn, probably an Exarch will come down.
What?
Yeah.
What he was waiting?
Where's the Exarch? Tapping V towards the tower, but that doesn't matter. And now, your response is gonna
He's gonna just fetch for a
for a
card
plan.
that-
Yeah.
Is there an insert charm? Okay. You really look like an electrolyze.
Anyway, now our Graziano is gonna easy combo out.
He's just gonna combo out, and as we said before, Red Green Tron doesn't really have a way to deal with it.
Yeah. Draws another
Yep.
card and
Flashes out the
he shows the
twin
end.
and shows his hand. Yeah, that was an insert charm. Full grip of cards. Just waiting for the time to actually combo out.
Yeah. Now if Tron doesn't have.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. He did draw two. He shouldn't have drawn. He did draw an extra card. I'm not sure whether as commentators it does make a difference. Like we should actually call a judge or not. I don't know exactly how this works.
We send Massimo to.
We actually, we sent Massimo to find out what happened.
Per il criptico. Però me l'ha detto adesso. Se può essere sembrava, no?
Ma che hai sentito?
Ho sentito. Ho sentito che stava facendo le paranoie su. Judge. Sui streaming meglio non chiamarlo. Cioè sei un altro giocatore rompe il cazzo è un discorso. Se siamo noi che siamo. Se noi siamo come se fossimo spettatori.
Beh, lo spettatore deve fermare la partita.
Non siamo manco spettatori.
Anyway,
Okay, we do not have the sideboards.
we don't
but
have
I
a
can-
deck
I can-
list,
I can-
so
I can
we
assume-
can guess what
Let's
they're
try and
gonna.
see. Let's try and see what is the red green Tron player trying to get in. Because he might have a few combust or other cards. Normally Tron has a few spell guides, a few combust in his sideboard.
And
He might also have chokes.
Ma come mai tu hai finito il match. Cosa succede?
You can have pitting needles. Can have combust.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he might have cards like Combust, like Choke is not even that effective. Best cards are probably Combust and Spell's Guide.
Mindslaver.
There are 160 people in the tournament.
160, yeah. Starting. He's got Thundering Titan, that can be
Maybe it's probably it's probably
Yeah.
not. Or maybe
something.
it doesn't
disturbing.
really have an effective sideboard plan. I mean, the
But-
twin
or
player
maybe-
is probably still gonna board in cards like Ancient Grudge. So Spellskite is not that effective against a deck that is boarding in
Yeah,
about 3 artifact removals.
And
About 2
I think
Ancient
that
Grudge and,
since he plays Blue-Red Twin, no?
he does play blue red.
So probably he's played Blood Moon also.
He might as well play Blood Moon.
Yeah. So the Blood Moon is, I mean,
He probably has. I mean, the Tron player probably gonna board in cards like well,
Natural,
the 1 mana naturalize.
yeah. Or see, I mean, one that gaining for life.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, but anyway, nothing very strong against the combo, against the control plan, and you can put between the Tron. You can put inside the Spellskite to avoid targeting the Sundering Titan or the things he put. Let's see the end. He's got a chromatic sphere. He's got a power plant. He's got nothing very consistent against Twin. He's got.
Oh, he does
ans-
have 2.
He's got 2 ancient searing. He's got a current liberated, and he's
Yeah, he
Mulligan.
decides to take a mulligan.
Obviously Mulligan. He's got only a power plant, and Graziano is thinking himself if keeping on mulliganing.
Sure.
Let's see. Let's try to see the end. He's got.
That one is an Ancient Grudge, isn't it? I think it's a promo Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tourette. This is for real the streaming of MKM series.
And
Okay, let's try and have a look at the mulligan to 6.
yeah,
And it's a mulligan to 5.
yeah.
So not only is still win out of a mulligan to 5, definitely he can. If those 5 cards, or like in the top 7 cards, he has like the 3 Tron pieces,
And the card.
Spellskite, and the card.
Yeah.
So he can actually win with a mount to 5. And even with the hand, he could actually lose to a remand on turn 2 on Karn,
Yeah.
and Blood Moon on the following turn.
Obviously.
Or
No.
just any other
It's got.
permission.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna be good. Eh? It's gonna be lucky.
1, 2, 3, 4,
bene.
5. I mean, he has to keep pretty much any 5.
Chromatic sphere.
It's not actually a bad 5.
No. It's got a cool
Okay.
dota.
Now he does have a choice in the following turn. Is he gonna crack the
For green.
crack for
and-
green and try to get a second land to play in is he gonna crack for green in the dark and try
Yeah,
and
obviously.
get the second land for Sylvan's Shrine, or is he just gonna play the 1 mana artifact?
Yeah.
Because that could actually make
Ma state spostando voi?
So now the other player is gonna go into Serum Vision, and
top bottom.
he's got in hand.
If he did draw a
he's
second
got a
land,
Serum Vision.
yeah, he is
Yeah,
gonna crack.
he's gonna crack it.
Does he have a second land? He doesn't. Oh,
c'è un
okay.
problema, chiamatemi.
He still has a second chromatic star anyway.
He's very,
Is he gonna find a second land?
he's in
still cracking
real
for
bad
green?
shape.
Now he's gonna probably meet a negate, even if. What would I do? I'll be honest with you. I would probably go for it, because you're an underdog. You've been mulligan into 5, so yeah, I would definitely go for it and crack for green and try to cycle into a second land, because there's no other way you're gonna win this game anyway.
Yeah, Peter, me too. I draw
Okay, and
he put away a second island, meaning probably he's got a blood moon in hand.
he can have a blood moon either in hand or somewhere in his deck. There's no.
Yeah.
Oh, and there you go. There you go. Blood moon turn 3.
To win more.
Blood moon turn 3 is a win more in this case.
Yeah, probably game over.
He can still fight his way against Blood Moon, and now he's got all the power plants that he was lacking game 1. he did not have any power plants game 1, and now he's got 3 power plants.
Yeah, this is when you say when the deck jokes you.
Yeah.
Another
at the end of the day, he can still come out of this. He could fetch for a basic forest, and just get rid of Blood Moon.
Graziano he's got a remand. He's got an Exarch. He's got pretty much. He's got pretty much everything he needs, and the main thing is that our opponent Zaccagnini, he doesn't have nothing.
Does Zaccagnini have a
End
way
of
to deal with
turn,
Blood Moon?
obviously, expedition map, fetching something.
He's probably gonna go for basic forest. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, but
Yeah, this is the official stream for MKM series. We do apologize because today we do have some problems with the connection. So the strength of the connection today is not the best. Tomorrow it's definitely gonna be better. Tomorrow we're gonna stream Legacy, and we do expect the connection to be much better and the upload speed to be better.
yeah, in the meantime, Zaccagnini played the Chromatic Sphere, and Graziano fetched an Exarch, tapping the only one forest of Zaccagnini, and now I think
Is he gonna go for it?
he's not. He's gonna Snapcaster into Serum Vision. He's gonna searching for the twin to close the match, and I think he drew another. No, he drew a Cryptic Command, I think.
Yeah, he does have a Cryptic Command in hand.
He drew a Cryptic Command. Now it attacks with Exarch.
The thing is, we're absolutely in the dark of what kind of sideboard Zaccagnini has. But I would assume he has
Zaccagnini now
a
he's
few
got
combos.
Tower. He's got the steerings, I think. But he's got nothing much to do. And now Graziano could fetch the combo easily.
Still doesn't have the combo though.
Yeah, but he's got a Cryptic Command, he's got a Remand. He can easily win with 3 damages on the board.
Do we expect any new cards coming out in Legacy tomorrow? Probably not. I don't see many cards from Cards of Dark here to actually
Do you suggest some card?
be played in Legacy.
No.
So he just Pestermite. That is a still a 4 turn clock, unless he's got a burn spell. So Zaccagnini really needs to do something fast.
Yeah. He draws a card with Sphere, but Even Zaccagnini doesn't seem to.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
He
he top decks.
finally has an answer.
Yeah, he find the.
Did
Okay.
did Graziano actually play a Mastermind in his own main phase? I
No,
think I
it
missed
was.
something. I missed something.
No, it was the end of turn of Zaccagnini, and in the end of turn, Graziano played the Pastermite, tapping the sphere, and in response, Zaccagnini broke the sphere and
Okay.
drew the.
I think I missed something. Okay, there we go. So, did he play Remand on that?
He played Remand on,
So why-
on the spell, on the
okay,
spell
and he
breaking the
couldn't-
Blood Moon.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
he's getting more time and time.
So why didn't Zaccagnini actually
Replayed the
replay the
spell.
hand with the forest?
I don't know.
I think I missed something.
Yeah, now he's getting 5 damage.
He's getting bashed for 5, so
Yeah. End of turn.
but no, there is a removal for Blood Moon.
Now our Zaccagnini is struggling against. He tries again.
He tries again now. I don't really.
He's got a critical.
I don't get why he actually waited to play it again.
Yeah, in fact.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's see.
I have absolutely
Because
no idea.
why? Because he was tapped out.
Yeah, he was tapped out. He
He
could have
was
just
tapped
got
out.
rid
You have
of.
green mana.
He could have got rid of Blood Moon any
Yeah.
time.
Contiamo che un aneddoto. Il tizio continua dopo gli ha detto che ha sbagliato. Gli ha dato anche delle indicazioni al suo amico. Professo, una gioco di amicizia.
Yeah. There's a. I mean. Okay.
Ah, vi siete guardati. Non è quello di prima.
Yeah, and now where Zaccagnini is gonna struggle against.
Well, he's basically.
He
He's got a
basically missed
2-turn clock.
Yeah.
He's got a 2-turn clock with.
Basically missed the play he had to do.
Yeah.
He gotta use that lone forest to destroy the Blood Moon, and in his turn try to do something. Instead, he passed and he played the spell turn after with Graziano open with Cryptic Command.
Yeah, he could have
So
just
he
got rid of
wasted-
Blood Moon. I don't really understand.
Now
Oh, he's trying again.
again, he tries to.
And he finally managed to.
managed to get rid of the
get rid
Blood
of
Moon,
Blood
but
Moon.
he's definitely late. And now
Well,
he's
it's
gonna
pretty
top
clear.
deck.
It's pretty clear at this point that Graziano did not have the combo. I mean,
Questo cimitero, questo. No, era male.
Graziano did not have the combo in hand. Otherwise, he could have just combo out anytime.
Now he's
So
gonna
at that point, you just try and get rid of Blood Moon and then try and finish the
propose,
game.
I think.
Does
Another
Graziano have any? Oh, there we go.
Another
Yeah, he does have an
excerpt.
excerpt, and that's it.
Game over!
Game over. 2-0 for you are twin. We said that this time twin cannot lose.
Yeah, we were pretty sure. We were pretty sure that Twin couldn't possibly lose this matchup. Finally, Twin manages to
To
actually win a
game.
Fater match,
Win a feature match.
and Graziano is actually in the top 8 with this. Yeah, they were both 5-1 and 1, so he should be
So maybe
he should
Graziano
be locked
is
in
gonna get,
unless something really strange
yeah.
happens with tiebreakers.
Pox sta giocando contro tizio pro player con Mazzolini. Il primo che
So at this point, we're gonna say that in the top 8 will be, for sure, as we said, Niklas Kronberger with Merfolk, and this is for sure. And then we had another an Italian with Junk that was
Yeah,
Paolo Magnani with
is in
Junk.
and Niklas Kronberg is in
With Merfolk.
with Merfolk.
Then probably Di Vincenzo Giuseppe with Junk also is in Vetopate.
And the Sutur is MSM.
And yeah,
Un buon matchup contro me.
okay. And okay, let's talk about Narset. Narset in Legacy. No, I don't see Narset as a good card in Legacy. Because with 4 mana in Legacy you can do much better.
You can do much better than
You can do much
than
better
Narset.
than Narset. And anyway, other players. I mean, as you say before, Angelo Cadei is off of the debate because he lost the 7th round against Giuseppe Di Vincenzo with Junk, and probably we had Emanuele Sutor with Esper Delve against Stefan Romanil with Black Green Pox.
Yeah.
So one of his 2 decks in Vetopate is good because they are very good decks, very interesting decks.
I would definitely part for Emmanuel Suter and his Esper Delve. I really want to see more of the Esper Delve in the top 8, and if he does make top 8, I would like him to be in the feature match area for the coverage, because I do think that Esper Delver is a good kind of innovation that we haven't recently seen.
Yeah. Another room, any room for innovation in Legacy? I think that as long as Miracle is the tier 1 of the format and is
Thank you.
ciao. It's difficult that I mean, in Legacy you have to beat some decks. Me and David we already told this before, and while Modern doesn't have a real control deck and doesn't have a real combo deck like Storm. In Legacy, there's a Storm deck, there's a real control like Miracle, and so there's room for innovation, but every card will and every new set produces, like for example for Vintage, produces and gathers only 1 or 2 cards playable, I think.
Yeah, I agree on that. Basically, to break into Legacy, a new card must really do something. It must change things around like Treasure Cruise did.
Like Snapcaster Mage, obviously.
Or do a really powerful effect for very effective mana, which I don't think is the case with this Planeswalker.
Yeah.
I think it's just too expensive.
Mm-hmm. So let's it's Modern doesn't have room for innovation anyway. Yeah,
Modern does have room for innovation in the sense of Esper Delver, for example. It's a deck that you don't really see very often. Or Grixis Delver is kind of newish. I mean, it's really popular on MTGO right now, but that is only after the bans. But yeah, I would agree on Modern. It doesn't really have much room for innovation. It does have room for decks coming back from the dead, kind of. Like a deck could not see much play for a long time and then just come back for different reasons. Like Scapeshift seems to be doing all the time. Like there are times in which no one plays Scapeshift and times in which everybody plays Scapeshift for many different reasons. But at this moment in time, after the bans, the format, even in here, is kind of healthy.
I mean,
there is a few decks.
on 160 players, there are 30 different decks, but there are 3 decks, as we said before, that are preeminent, that are UR Twin 17, Junk 21, and Burn 17. So, and then there's the deck most played beyond this is Grixis with 8 people and Infect with 6. So, and Merfolk with 8 people. So, I mean, I think that you got to beat these decks. I think you got to beat Burn, and you got... Because you can beat Junk with every kind of deck, I think. Because Junk is a...
The funny thing about Junk is that it's very tough to decide to beat Junk. I mean...
You cannot say,
you
I
cannot
beat
choose
Junk.
like, okay, I'm gonna beat Junk. Because Junk
But
is
everyone
so...
can
it's
beat
so
Junk.
everyone can, but it's really hard to choose to do so. Like, it's got very solid cards, a handful of, discard spell, good removal spells, good and solid creatures. You cannot hate a deck like that. You cannot hate the mid-range. And the 3 major decks are just like around 60 out of 160. That's pretty much it. That's 58 decks out of 160. That puts them on 30% of the metagame, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway,
I do agree with the story about the sideboard horsers. Of course, it does stop a few strategies to become good. Like, for example, today, out of 160 players, there's something like 5 affinities, which basically puts affinity totally out of the metagame. In big tournaments like today, people just don't want to play affinity.
you want to play Burn.
they don't want to play affinity. They just don't want to scoop 2 cards
Yeah.
that pretty much everyone has.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm quite... let's see that we hope that the Amulet combo of Fabrizio Leuzzi reached the top 8 because it's a funny deck and quick deck. So, and probably also we have Cesar Sainz de Vicuña with a podless pod, that is still an interesting deck. And as we said before, still without Bertin Pod is gonna keep be a good deck, because today there were only five podless pod, and we have 2 quite high in the ratings, and so it means that the deck is not, is not dead as deck, and
The deck is probably still viable,
yeah.
even if obviously not as good as it used to be.
Anyway, the deck me and David now we liked the most is the one of Emmanuel Sutor, that is an Esper Delve, very interesting deck with Disdainful Stroke, with the Anger, with the
It's actually Stubborn Denial. I think I
Stubborn Denial.
called it Disdainful Stroke before, but I think the
No,
card is actually called
he plays
Stubborn
all
Denial.
Delve cards.
Yeah, he does play Deprive as well. He plays Deprive.
He plays Mishra's
Stubborn,
Bubble,
yeah.
Mishra's Bubble to put very soon cards in the graveyard,
Yeah.
and like Delve Tazigur quite immediately, and also Tom Stalker, and
It has, I think I counted 4 creatures. It has, I think it has 4, no, it has more than that. Hold on.
yeah, free Tazigur.
It has 3 Tazigur, 1 Tom Stalker, 4 Gurmag Angler,
Angler, yeah.
and 2 Snapcaster Mage. I think that's a 10 creature package. I don't think he plays Delver of Secrets. and then
No, I don't play.
he doesn't play Delver of
Doesn't play
Secrets, and then
Delver
he
of
has
Secrets.
all these basically cheap cantrips like Mishra's Bubbles and the Gitaxian
Sì,
Probe.
Mishra Bubble,
Mishra's Bubbles, Gitaxian
Gitaxian
Probe.
Probe, Serum Vision, and so he can easily get 4 or 5 cards in the graveyard, turn 1, turn 2,
Yeah, you can easily play Tarzigor consistently on
turn 2.
turn 2.
Ha sbloccato. Che poi abbiamo la rete.
And now, I think in 10-15 minutes, we can announce the top 8
Yes.
of the tournament. So, anyway, and this deck means that this deck is risky for the graveyard date because I've seen some deck playing more than one relic of Progenitus, but if you don't find a deck with graveyard date, that Delve deck is very strong.
Yeah, I don't think Graveyard Hate is really much present into sideboards. Like people's sideboards are confined to cards like Against Affinity, cards like Bloodborne, general decent cards. But I don't really see much Graveyard Hate.
Yeah, and no, if there's no graveyard date, it's a very viable deck because for many decks, like for example, UR Twin and so on, having facing a Tom Stalker turn 2 or facing a Tazigor turn 2 is very hard to manage because so. I mean, it's a good choice, and yes, we try to feature the Merfolk. We did feature one Merfolk, but it was setted very aggro. He played no counter spells, no remand, no spell pierce main deck. He only had 2 spell pierce and 1 remand sideboard. Only having main deck, the Curse Catchers and the Monastery Siege, like I think means of facing the opponent main asses. So it's a quite interesting deck because you can race basically be very wrong. He's gonna race even with. If he finds the vial, he can almost race with burn.
Yeah,
No,
I think Merfolk is actually favored against burn. The point is, with Ether Vial turn 1, you don't even have to take too much damage of Eidolon. So with that card on turn 1, you can easily just vial your Merfolks in, and they're definitely gonna be out of reach of any burn spell, and you're probably gonna get there faster than burn, especially on the play. I mean, Curse Catcher is just so good against burn because you can just protect your first lord, and once you just drop your second and third lord, you just bash in for 12, and that's it. I mean, on the play, Merfolk definitely favored against burn. Also, white allows you to play a few sideboard cards. I think I've seen cards like Sun Droplet in the sideboard. I've seen a good number of sideboard cards. Even I don't remember exactly which ones they were, but Barenton Forcelander, cards like that also prevents Pyroclasm to happen. If I had to pick whether to be on the mono red side or the Merfolk side, I would probably go with the Merfolk side.
Okay, David, I have one question for you because if there's we said there's very few graveyard date. Why don't you see I like a deck I like very much that is the Gory of Vengeance deck.
Yeah, I actually played the Gory of Vengeance deck online, and I do think it's a viable deck.
Very strong, I think.
It is more solid than you would expect it to be. I mean, at the end of the day, a few ways to put your fetis into the graveyard, and Glorious Vengeance to reanimate it. Most of the times you can win on the spot. Like if you do
Fury of the Horde.
yeah, Fury of the Horde, you can just win on the spot, or just reanimate the big Emrakul and
Yeah.
just win on the spot.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, you do have your own answers to the graveyard hate, even main deck. Like you do have the Through the Breach, and
Yeah, you have Through the
you
Breach.
can easily play Through the Breach turn 3 anyway. Like you do play the
Maybe,
Pentant
yeah.
Prism anyway, so you could.
You play
In
Pentant
theory,
Prism,
you
got the
could-
Simian
you could
Spirit
just-
Guide.
yeah.
So I think it's a good idea. I think if you expect there's no graveyard date, instead of play, I mean, if you want to play solid, you can play a Delve deck, like the one of Sutter, or you can choose practically a combo deck, because I mean, I playing online Gorio Vengeance, turn 2, most of the time you got Grizzlebrand in play. It's not a thing that you can face easily in Modern.
Yeah.
a Grizzlebrand.
I think the problem with the with both decks, Sutor's Delve deck, basically if he's facing cards like Rest in Peace, it's literally unplayable. I mean, it's full and filled up with cards like 6 mana 4/5, 8 mana 5/5, 8
Yeah.
mana 5/5 flyer. So it's literally just not gonna be able to cast his spells. While the Goryo's Vengeance, the Goryo's Vengeance deck, it's got a different problem. Like it cannot beat other cards. Maybe there are less played cards, like, but for example, we're talking cards like cards like you know, it can be attacked from different angles,
Yeah.
but it still can be attacked. And
Anyway.
and sometimes, for example, against the burn matchup, if you do reanimate an Emrakul, you haven't
No,
you
you
haven't
can't.
you haven't
No,
watched
you
the
can't.
game.
You can't reanimate.
Well, you
them.
can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Because Emrakul.
No, he goes into the.
You can
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
what I mean
Gorio.
is like-
CCC on instantly.
Yeah, well.
No, but the Emrakul is going with you draw for Fury of the Horde, and you draw 7, and you go through a breach. Emrakul.
Well, if you only have an Emrakul to reanimate, like just sometimes you cannot beat burn anyway. Like you just attack with an Emrakul, get all his lands out of the board, deal 15 to him, maybe he's still at 2, and that's it.
Mhm.
And you just cannot make the last 2 damage. So it does sometimes happen.
Okay, so today also.
Turni adesso.
Today also we've seen the final end of 8 beers. That
È andato avanti il nostro amico con Box. Stava giocando adesso per entrare contro il pro player che ha.
E che ha vinto?
Penso il pro player stava mangiando la pizza intanto proprio. Se lo stava avvilentando.
Non lo sai o no?
No, era in vantaggio, poi non so come è andata a finire.
anyway, time is up in the turn 8. So now we have the additional turns, and then we get to know the final and definitive list of the top 8s of this tournament.
Puoi chiudere.
And,
Ci rivediamo dopo.
and who is gonna be the first Magic Card Market Series champion of Modern, the one of 6 champions of Modern. And last consideration of this Modern, David, what you apart
C'è un
from
chiarimento da fare. So, we need to. No?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we need to. I speak with the last player who win against Tron.
Graziano?
Graziano, yes. That explain me why he draw with the cryptic command. Also, if the spell fix, because the Oppo in a match that he say was compromised because he was winning very very easily. The opponent tell to Graziano to draw Also, if he's pass and draw the card of turn. The oppo said, no, draw anyway the card. Are you sure? Ask Graziano, and the oppo say yes. I speak with Zaccagnini and with Graziano, so I
Suicide.
have yes, I have the both version. This is not this not justify the but
Ma-
anyway.
So basically, they both made a mistake.
Yes, they both made a mistake. They both.
Please, Graziano, draw an extra card.
Please,
Even if
Graziano.
you're not supposed to, just
Please.
please draw an extra card.
Yeah.
Marcello,
No,
come here.
I say that because Graziano talked with me and because he read the comment and you would like to
Yeah. Okay.
to make
Okay.
yes, okay. That's all. So in really
Few minutes. I
5
think.
or 10 minutes we have the standing of top 8 and then
We'll announce it.
Yeah, we can go through the
Yeah,
top
sure.
8 and read exactly what.
yes, and I think that it's better that we stop just for a few minutes. We have a mini short
A short break,
relax,
a
yeah.
5 minutes break,
yes,
and
5
we're gonna
minute
be
breaks,
back with
and
the
we
top
will
8 deck list.
yes, we will come back in 5-10 minutes and
With the top
see-
8.